This is Excel 2019 practice exam number 1. I'm continuing with project 5. Surplus bikes. You are a contractor for the military and responsible for selling their surplus bicycle inventory. You are modifying a workbook to report sales for the first quarter. Task 1. Configure the catalog worksheet so rows 1 through 3 remain visible as you scroll vertically. Navigate to my catalog worksheet, and we want to freeze rows 1 through 3. So that means I can select row 4, so anything above that will get frozen. So I go to my View tab, my Freeze Panes drop down, and select Freeze Panes. And now when I scroll, you can see rows 1 through 3 stay in place. Mark as completed and move to the next task. Add the status of draft to the document properties. File tab, and on my info category in my properties section, I'm going to scroll down to show all properties. Here I have status. I'm going to click to add text and add draft. Click outside to save it. I can mark this as complete and move to the next task. I'm going to hit my back button to return to my worksheet. Configure Excel to always print cell range A1 through F17 on the Q1 sales worksheet. I'm going to go to my Q1 sales worksheet, and I'm going to select the range A1 through F17. I have a graphic in cell A1 which can get tricky to select sometimes because you don't want to select the picture, you want to select the cell. You can click and drag from F17 all the way back up to A1 if you want. You can always go to your name box and enter A1 colon F17 and hit enter, and it will select it all for you. Once you do that, you're going to go up to your page layout tab, select the drop down for print area, and you're going to set that print area. Mark that as completed and move to the next task. On the Q1 sales worksheet, insert a function in cell B19 that calculates all sales from the total column. I'm going to scroll down to B19, and so we want to add up all the totals for each bicycle. So we're going to obviously use the sum function, so we can do equal sum, double click to select that, and then we can click and drag from our totals column. So that would be F4 through F17. Hit enter, and we get our total sold. Mark as completed and move to the next. In cell B4 on the Q1 sales worksheet, insert a function that joins the description and style located on the catalog worksheet. Separate the description and style with a hyphen and a space on both sides of the hyphen. And it says, for example, cross country space hyphen space hardtail. So first we want to go to our Q1 sales worksheet and go to cell B4. So this is for the 15-inch bicycle. So what we're doing is we're inserting in this description the description hyphen style of that particular bike. So we're taking these, we're combining them into one cell and putting them into B4 on that Q1 sales. So we're stringing together two cells, so that means we use the concatenate function. So we have equals Here we have concatenate. We're going to double click. First, we want the description from the catalog. So we go to our catalog. This is the 15-inch bike in this first row, so that description is cross country. I can click on that. You can see my formula entering here. I'm going to hit comma, and we want actual text in the next section. So we're going to do opening quotation marks. We want a hyphen with a space on each side. So we do space, hyphen, space, close quotations, and then in the second part, in the third part of it, we want the style. So that's cell C4, which is hardtail for this particular bike. Then we can do close parentheses and enter. You can see now on our Q1 cells, it did cross country, hyphen, hardtail, and it added all of that particular function for the rest of the table. We can mark that as completed, and we can grade that particular project. We have 5 green check marks that they're all correct, so we can move on to project number 6. Project number 6, blog log. You own an online recipe blog. You are creating a workbook to log the entries posted to your blog. Task 1, on the quarter 1 worksheet, add a row to the table that automatically calculates the total entry. So we want to click anywhere into this table to activate our Table Tools contextual tab. I'm going to hit Design, and all we need to do is check off Total Row, and it automatically adds that for us. Mark as completed, move to the next task. On the quarter 1 worksheet, in the maximum row, which is located here, insert a formula in column E, so we want this cell right here, that returns the largest number of recipe entries. So largest number, we're going to use the max formula. So we have equals max, double click to select that, and we want the max of the totals, not including the grand total. Click enter to select that range, mark as completed, and move to the next task. On the quarter 1 worksheet, use the data contained only in the entries and total columns to create a 2D pie chart and position the new chart below the table. So we're going to select the range A2 through A10. Again, we don't want that total row. I'm going to hold down my control key and select E2 through E10. So we have entries and total. I'm going to go up to my Insert tab in my Charts group. Here I have my pie or donut chart drop down, and I want the regular 2D pie chart. So that drops it onto my worksheet. Using my border, make sure you have your crosshairs cursor. When you're hovering over your border, I'm going to click and drag, and I'm going to move that right below that table. Mark as completed, move to the next task. On the quarter 2 worksheet, I move to quarter 2, convert cell range A2 through E10 to a table with headers, apply red table style light 14. So we have A2 through E10. On my Home tab, I'm going to select the drop-down Format as a Table, and we want red table style light 14. So that's 7. This is red table style light 14. Click to apply. You want to make sure that checked off my table has headers because we did include them in the range, and click OK. Mark as completed, move to the next. Apply layout 2 to the bar chart on the quarter 1 worksheet. Move back to quarter 1. Make sure you're selecting your bar chart and not your pie chart. Select that border of the bar chart and I'm going to go up to my Chart Tools, Design Contextual Layout, Chart Tools, Design Contextual tab, choose the Quick Layout drop down, and we want layout number 2. Mark that as completed, and I can go ahead and grade project number 6. I have my 5 green check marks. I can move on to project 7.